Okay, so you wanted to dive into mindfulness and meditation
Yeah.
and figure out if they're really just two sides of the same coin, right?
That's
We've
right,
got a
Chuck.
whole stack of articles and research here, and
Yeah.
it's not as straightforward as some folks might think.
No, it's not.
One source even suggests that
Mm-hmm.
the way most people use the terms mindfulness and meditation
Right.
can actually be kind of misleading.
It's true, yeah.
Okay.
There is a subtle but significant distinction between
Okay.
living with a mindful approach and
Yeah.
engaging in a formal practice of meditation.
So let's untangle that.
Yeah.
Could we start by just defining what we're talking about when we say mindfulness?
Absolutely.
What is that?
So, at its core, mindfulness is about cultivating a present-centered awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It's about tuning into your thoughts, your feelings, and your physical sensations in this very moment,
Right.
but without adding judgment or trying to change anything.
So instead of getting swept away by that inner monologue, did I reply to that email?
Yeah.
What am I making for dinner?
Exactly.
You're just observing those thoughts without getting hooked.
Exactly. Acknowledging those thoughts and emotions
Right.
as they arise without labeling them as good or bad,
Right.
right or wrong.
Yeah.
Simply noticing them with a sense of curiosity and acceptance.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture.
Good.
But isn't that something that we all kind of do naturally sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've definitely had moments where I'm completely absorbed in something, like working on a puzzle or listening to music,
Right.
and I completely lose track of time.
Yeah.
Is that mindfulness?
You're actually hitting on a really important point.
Okay.
Those moments of complete absorption
Okay.
where you're fully immersed in an activity and the outside world fades away,
Right.
those are glimpses of mindfulness.
So it's not some mystical state
Yeah.
that requires years of training to achieve.
Nope.
It's something we've all experienced.
Precisely. And that's what makes mindfulness so accessible. Yeah. You don't need to retreat to a mountaintop or sit in lotus pose to practice it. Okay. It's about bringing that same quality of attention to everyday experiences.
Okay.
One of our sources uses the example of mindful walking.
Okay.
Instead of rushing to your destination, you slow down and you really notice the sensations of walking.
Right.
The feeling of your feet connecting with the ground,
Yeah.
the rhythm of your breath, the sights and sounds around you.
Okay. That makes sense, but
Yeah.
isn't that kind of boring?
That's a common misconception.
Okay.
Mindfulness isn't about overthinking
Yeah.
or analyzing every sensation.
Right.
It's about shifting your attention from the mental chatter
Okay.
to the direct experience of the present moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes what you notice might surprise you.
Okay.
For example, have you ever noticed how many different shades of green there are in a single tree?
Yeah.
Mindfulness can help tap into a richness of experience that often goes unnoticed
Right.
when we're stuck in autopilot.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's about waking up to those details,
Yes.
but not getting lost in them.
Right.
More about noticing them and moving on.
Exactly. And the beauty of mindfulness is that it can be practiced anywhere, anytime.
Right.
Sipping your morning coffee,
Yeah.
notice the aroma,
Yeah.
the warmth of the mug in your hand,
Right.
the taste as it hits your tongue,
Okay.
waiting in line at the grocery store.
Yep.
Instead of getting impatient, tune into your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Feel your feet grounded on the floor.
Okay.
Observe the sounds around you.
So mindfulness is about being present in those everyday moments,
Exactly.
rather than letting our minds run off with worries about the past
Mhm.
or anxieties about the future.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
It's about bringing our full attention to the present moment without judgment or resistance.
Okay. So that's mindfulness.
Yeah.
The being part of the equation.
Right.
Now, where does meditation fit into all this?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a fancy word for mindfulness?
Not quite. While mindfulness is a way of being,
Okay.
meditation is a more deliberate practice.
Okay.
Think of it as a set of techniques designed to train your mind.
Right.
Much like going to the gym strengthens your body.
So it's not just about sitting in silence
Yeah.
and trying to empty your mind.
Not really.
Because honestly, every time I've tried that,
Yeah,
my mind just goes into overdrive.
you're not alone.
Yeah.
That's actually a very common experience.
Okay.
And it highlights an important point.
Right.
Meditation isn't about stopping your thoughts.
Right.
It's about learning to observe them without getting carried away.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So what does meditation actually involve?
Yeah.
What are some of these techniques you mentioned?
Well, one common type is mindfulness meditation.
Okay.
You sit comfortably, close your eyes if you like,
Mm.
and focus your attention on your breath.
Okay.
As you follow the natural rhythm of your breath, you'll notice that your mind inevitably wanders.
Right.
Thoughts will pop up, emotions arise, Sensations come and go. The key is to simply notice these distractions without judgment.
Right.
And gently guide your attention back to your breath.
So it's almost like you're training a puppy, gently guiding it back to its bed every time it runs off to chase squirrels.
That's a great analogy.
Oh.
And just like training a puppy takes patience and consistency,
right.
so does training your mind.
Right. So meditation can be a way to cultivate that mindful awareness that we were talking about.
Precisely.
Okay.
And there are many other types of meditation, each with its own specific techniques and goals.
Okay.
We'll delve deeper into those later.
Okay.
But for now, just know that meditation can be a powerful tool for strengthening your attention, developing emotional regulation, and cultivating a sense of inner peace.
I'm starting to see how these two concepts, mindfulness and meditation, are related, but also distinct.
Right.
Mindfulness is the state of being present and aware, and meditation is a practice that helps us develop that ability.
You got it.
Is that a good way to sum it up?
And one of our sources uses a really helpful analogy to illustrate this relationship.
Okay.
They compare mindfulness to healthy eating.
Right.
It's a continuous choice we make throughout the day.
Yeah.
Meditation, on the other hand, is like cooking a nutritious meal.
Okay.
It's a focused effort.
Right.
It requires time and attention, but ultimately it nourishes us.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
It makes the whole thing seem a lot less intimidating.
Exactly. And just like there are countless ways to cook a delicious meal, there are many different approaches to meditation.
Okay.
But the fundamental principle remains the same.
Right.
It's about intentionally setting aside time to cultivate a deeper connection with yourself.
This has been really enlightening. I'm already starting to see the potential benefits of both mindfulness and meditation. But I have to admit, I'm still a little fuzzy on the specifics.
Okay.
What exactly are the key differences between these two practices?
That's a great question.
Okay.
It's something we'll explore in detail next.
Okay.
One of the key distinctions is that mindfulness is more open-ended and adaptable, while meditation often follows a specific structure or method.
Right.
But we'll dive deeper into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds like we've got a lot more to unpack.
Yeah.
We're just getting started on this journey into mindfulness and meditation, so stay tuned for more insights.
All right. Welcome back to our deep dive into mindfulness and meditation.
Okay.
Remember, we're not just defining these terms, we're exploring their nuances so you can figure out how they fit into your life.
And it's not just about feeling zen all the time.
No, not at all.
Our sources highlighted 5 key takeaways about how mindfulness and meditation differ. And I'm really curious to unpack those.
Let's do it. The first distinction is that mindfulness is more of a lifestyle.
Okay.
While meditation is a dedicated practice.
So it's not just about finding a quiet corner and chanting Om for an hour each day.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Mindfulness is about integrating awareness into everything you do.
Okay.
It's not something you switch on and off.
Right.
It's more about how you approach each moment.
So I could be mindful while doing the dishes.
Exactly.
Or even stuck in traffic.
Exactly. One source even suggests focusing on just the first 3 bites of your meal without distractions.
Okay.
Really savor those flavors and textures.
Yeah.
It's a surprisingly powerful exercise.
That's actually a really practical tip.
Yeah.
I could see how that would shift my focus away from just shoveling food into my mouth while I'm scrolling through my phone.
It's about bringing intention to even mundane tasks.
Right.
You're training your mind to be present instead of letting it run on autopilot.
That makes sense. But if mindfulness is about this constant awareness, how does meditation fit into the picture?
Meditation is more about creating a structured environment to train your mind. It's like setting aside time for a workout.
Okay.
You're intentionally engaging in practices designed to strengthen your mental muscles.
So it's like mindfulness boot camp.
You could say that.
Okay.
And just like physical training, even short bursts of meditation can be effective.
Okay.
The key is consistency.
Which brings us to our second takeaway.
Yeah.
Meditation cultivates mindfulness.
Exactly.
It's the training ground, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Think about mindfulness meditation, where you focus on your breath.
Okay.
The interesting thing is, even noticing that your mind has wandered, a mindfulness.
Oh?
You're observing those mental leaps without judgment.
So I don't have to beat myself up when my mind inevitably goes to my to-do list.
It's all part of the process.
That's a relief.
And what's fascinating is that research shows
Okay.
even 10 minutes of daily meditation can help you manage stress.
Wow.
You become more aware of those stressful feelings as they arise,
Okay.
instead of being swept away by them.
So it sounds like meditation gives you the tools and practice you need to be more mindful throughout your day,
Precisely.
even when you're not formally meditating.
And this leads to our third takeaway.
Okay.
Mindfulness is open-ended,
Okay.
while meditation is often structured.
Okay. I'm curious to delve deeper into that.
Okay.
What do you mean by open-ended versus structured?
Well, with mindfulness,
Yeah.
there's no right or wrong way to do it.
Okay.
You can bring mindful awareness to any activity.
Right.
Gardening, washing dishes,
Yeah.
even waiting in line.
Okay.
It's about integrating that present moment attention into the fabric of your life.
So it's incredibly flexible
Exactly.
and adaptable to my
Yes.
individual needs and preferences.
On the other hand,
Okay.
meditation often involves specific techniques and guidelines.
Okay.
You might focus on a mantra,
Right.
visualize a peaceful scene,
Yeah.
or engage in a walking meditation.
Okay. There's a structure to the practice,
Okay.
which can be helpful, especially when you're starting out.
So it sounds like both approaches
Mm-hmm.
have their own unique strengths.
Yes.
Mindfulness is about weaving awareness into everyday life,
Mm-hmm.
while meditation provides a more focused and structured way to train your mind.
That's a great observation.
Okay.
And that brings us to the fourth takeaway,
Okay.
which might be the most important one for our listeners.
Okay.
While mindfulness and meditation share many benefits,
Right.
they often have different goals.
Okay. Let's unpack that.
Right.
What are some of the specific goals
Okay.
associated with each practice?
With mindfulness, the primary aim is to cultivate that non-judgmental awareness
Okay.
of what's happening in the present moment,
Right.
both internally and externally.
Okay.
It's about being more present
Mm-hmm.
and less reactive.
So instead of getting swept away by my emotions
Well-
or letting my thoughts dictate my actions,
Exactly.
I'm learning to observe them without judgment. Yes,
And make more conscious choices.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the beauty of mindfulness is that it can be applied to any situation.
Right.
Whether you're dealing with a difficult conversation,
Hmm.
navigating a stressful commute,
Right.
or simply enjoying a beautiful sunset.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, what about meditation? What are some of the goals
Hmm.
people might have for engaging in a regular meditation practice?
Well, some people turn to meditation for stress reduction and relaxation.
Okay.
Others are seeking to cultivate greater self-awareness
Okay.
or explore their inner world.
Right.
And some use meditation to foster a sense of spiritual connection or cultivate compassion.
So it sounds like meditation can be a powerful tool
Mm-hmm.
for personal growth
Yeah,
and transformation.
absolutely.
But isn't that setting the bar pretty high?
You don't need to have lofty spiritual aspirations to benefit from meditation.
Yeah.
Even those who approach it with a simple desire for stress reduction or improved focus often find that it opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
Okay.
Meditation can help you tap into a deeper sense of peace and well-being
Right.
that extends far beyond the meditation cushion.
I'm starting to see how both mindfulness and meditation
Yes.
offer incredible potential for enhancing our well-being,
Mm-hmm.
but in slightly different ways.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's important to remember that these practices aren't mutually exclusive.
Right.
In fact, they often work best together.
That makes sense. So it's not about
Yeah,
choosing one or the other.
right.
It's about finding the right balance for our individual needs.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that leads us to our final takeaway.
Okay.
You can absolutely practice mindfulness without ever meditating.
Wait, really?
It's a common misconception.
Okay.
While meditation is a fantastic tool,
Yeah.
it's not the only path to mindfulness.
Okay.
You can cultivate mindfulness through simple everyday practices.
Okay. I'm all ears.
It can be as simple as pausing to really appreciate the warmth of the sun on your skin,
Yeah.
noticing the vibrant colors of a flower,
Right.
or savoring the taste of your morning tea.
Okay.
It's about bringing that same quality of attentive awareness
Right.
to those everyday moments
Yeah.
that we often rush through without a second thought.
So it's about shifting our perspective
Precisely.
Making a conscious choice to be more present.
Yeah.
Even in the midst of our busy lives.
And it's a skill that can be cultivated over time. It's like any other skill.
Right.
The more you practice bringing mindful awareness to your everyday experiences, the more natural it becomes.
This has been incredibly insightful. We've covered a lot of ground from definitions and key takeaways to the unique benefits of each practice.
Right.
But I'm wondering, how do we actually start incorporating these powerful tools into our lives?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And one we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive. Stay tuned for practical tips and resources to help you get started with both mindfulness and meditation.
Welcome back to our deep dive into mindfulness and meditation.
Thanks for having me back.
We've unpacked definitions, key takeaways.
Yes, we have.
And even busted some common myths. But now I'm itching to know, how do we actually bring this stuff into our lives? It all sounds great in theory, but where do we even begin?
That's the question, isn't it? And here's the good news. Both mindfulness and meditation are surprisingly accessible. You don't need to be a Zen master or live on a mountaintop to experience their benefits.
That's reassuring.
Good.
I think a lot of people get intimidated by all the meditation jargon and think they need special equipment or years of training.
I get that, but honestly, the biggest hurdle is often just getting started. One of our sources put it perfectly. They said, the best meditation is the one you actually do. So let's ditch the pressure of perfection and focus on taking those first steps.
So what would be a good starting point? What are some practical things our listeners can try today?
Start small. Don't feel like you need to jump into hour-long meditation sessions right away. Even just a few minutes a day can make a world of difference.
So what, like 5 minutes of sitting in silence? Because honestly, that still sounds a bit daunting.
It doesn't have to be silent. There are tons of guided resources available. Apps like Calm or Insight Timer offer a huge variety of meditations for all levels. From complete beginners to more experienced practitioners.
So you can have someone virtually holding your hand as you navigate the world of meditation.
That's right.
That takes the pressure off.
Exactly.
And don't be afraid to experiment with different techniques.
That's right.
Some people love guided meditations. While others prefer silent meditation. It's all about finding what resonates with you.
Right.
Now, you mentioned that mindfulness doesn't require meditation. But what are some ways to practice mindfulness without necessarily setting aside time for a formal meditation practice?
Think of it like sprinkling little moments of awareness throughout your day. The next time you're washing the dishes. Really pay attention to the feeling of the warm water on your hands, the scent of the soap, the sound of the water swirling down the drain. It's about engaging all of your senses.
So it's about finding those opportunities to bring that same present moment awareness we cultivate in meditation.
That's right.
Into our daily routines.
Exactly. You can even try incorporating mindfulness into your workday. The next time you find yourself feeling stressed or overwhelmed, pause for a moment and take a few deep breaths. Notice the sensations of your breath entering and leaving your body. It's a quick and easy way to reset and refocus.
I love those practical tips.
Good.
It's about making mindfulness and meditation a part of our lives. Not just something we do for a few minutes a day. And then forget about.
That's right.
Now, we've talked a lot about mindfulness and meditation as separate practices.
Yes.
Can you combine them?
Absolutely. In fact, they work beautifully together. Think of meditation as the training ground where you build up your mindfulness muscles. And then mindfulness is how you apply those skills in real life.
So it's like a feedback loop.
Exactly.
They enhance and support each other.
You might start your day with a 10-minute meditation session to cultivate focus and clarity. And then throughout the day, you intentionally bring those mindful awareness skills to your interactions, to your work, even just walking from one room to another.
It's like you're weaving mindfulness into the very fabric of your life.
Precisely.
And whether you choose to focus on mindfulness, meditation, or a combination of both, consistency is key.
Consistency is something that comes up a lot with any new habit or skill we're trying to develop.
And it's especially important here.
Think of it like physical exercise. You wouldn't expect to see results from going to the gym once a month, would you?
Not a chance.
It's the same with mindfulness and meditation. Even 5 minutes a day practiced consistently,
Yeah.
can have a profound impact on your overall well-being.
Well said.
Thank you.
So to recap, start small,
Yes.
experiment,
Mm-hmm.
find what works for you,
Yes.
and be consistent.
That sounds like a recipe for success.
Any final thoughts to leave our listeners with as they embark on their own mindfulness and meditation journeys?
The most important thing is to approach these practices with a sense of curiosity and kindness.
Okay.
Don't get discouraged if your mind wanders.
Right.
Or if you find it challenging to sit still,
Yeah.
just keep coming back to the present moment.
Right.
To your breath, to your body, to the world around you.
Okay.
And trust that with practice, you'll begin to experience the transformative power of mindfulness and meditation in all aspects of your life.
That's beautiful advice. Thanks for joining us
It was my pleasure.
on this deep dive into mindfulness and meditation.
Yes.
We hope you found it insightful and empowering.
I hope so too.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
Sounds good.